Welcome to episode 125, Spotlight, Malicious Code Protection, focusing on Control SI-3. Malicious code, whether a virus, worm, Trojan, or ransomware, remains one of the most persistent and damaging threats to digital environments. The goal is not only to block known malware, but to detect and contain new variants quickly before they spread. No single tool is perfect, so effective defense requires layered, adaptive protection that spans every path malware might take. A mature program views detection as a continuous process of prevention, observation, and correction, one that evolves as fast as adversaries do. Building on that foundation, the first line of defense layers protective engines across email, web, and endpoint systems. Each vector represents a different delivery route, so protection must exist at every gate. Email filters inspect attachments and links before they reach users. Web proxies analyze downloads and prevent contact with malicious domains. Endpoint protection platforms watch execution and file behavior locally. For example, a suspicious file blocked by the mail filter should still face scrutiny from endpoint antivirus if it somehow reaches a desktop. Overlapping coverage ensures that failure in one control does not translate directly into compromise. Keeping signatures and detection models current is fundamental. Signatures identify known threats, while machine learning models spot unfamiliar patterns. Both lose value quickly as new threats emerge. Automated update services should synchronize multiple times daily to ensure fresh intelligence. For example, a cloud-connected endpoint platform can update signatures in near real time as vendors publish indicators of compromise. Version control and monitoring confirm that all agents remain current. In malware defense, staleness is weakness. Regular updates transform static tools into living defenses that mirror the constantly shifting threat landscape. Restricting macros and active content dramatically reduces infection risk from Office documents and scripts. Attackers frequently embed malicious macros that download payloads once opened. Organizations should disable macros by default and allow them only from trusted, signed sources. The same caution applies to embedded scripts in PDF or HTML files. For example, enabling macros only when verified by digital signature prevents users from unknowingly activating malicious automation. Educating staff to treat unsolicited documents with suspicion reinforces this control. Limiting active content converts a major infection vector into a rare exception, protecting users from their own curiosity. Isolating risky file types by default further limits exposure. Files such as executables, scripts, and archives should open only in restricted environments until verified. Email attachments or web downloads can be stored temporarily in isolated folders or virtual containers for scanning. For instance, users accessing compressed archives should trigger automated unpacking and inspection before release. Isolation ensures that unknown content cannot execute or interact with trusted systems immediately. By placing a buffer between the unverified and the operational, this control transforms routine file handling into a process of controlled validation rather than blind trust. Detonating unknown files in sandbox environments provides another layer of assurance. Sandboxes run suspicious files in monitored virtual machines to observe behavior safely. They detect hidden payloads, delayed triggers, or system modifications that static scans may miss. For example, if a received email attachment executes network calls or modifies registry keys during sandboxing, it can be quarantined automatically. Sandboxing integrates well with modern security orchestration tools, turning analysis into automated containment. This dynamic testing step exposes deceitful code before it reaches endpoints, catching stealthy malware at the edge of the environment instead of at its core. Scanning removable media on contact closes one of the oldest yet still dangerous gaps. External drives, USB keys, and portable devices can carry dormant infections into secure networks. Systems should automatically scan and, if needed, quarantine external media upon insertion. For high-security zones, policy may enforce read-only mounts or complete blocking of unverified devices. For example, inserting an unknown flash drive might prompt immediate inspection or alert security staff. Consistent enforcement prevents physical media from bypassing network-level defenses, proving that hygiene extends from the cloud all the way down to the port on a workstation. When detections occur, quarantine, triage, and confirm them with care. Quarantine isolates infected files or systems to prevent propagation. Triage determines severity, impact, and spread. Confirmation verifies that detections are genuine, reducing false alarms that erode confidence. For instance, automatic quarantines should still route samples to analysts for validation. Only after confirmation should cleanup or reporting proceed. This disciplined process prevents overreaction while ensuring speed. In malware response, precision matters as much as urgency. Contain first, confirm second, and recover only when confidence is absolute. Structured triage preserves both trust and uptime. Rapid update channels are essential during outbreaks when every minute counts. Vendors often release emergency signatures or heuristic updates to detect new strains. Organizations must ensure that infrastructure can propagate these updates quickly without manual intervention. Subscription to trusted threat feeds or automated synchronization through cloud consoles keeps protection current under pressure. For example, when a global ransomware variant appears, updated detection logic should reach endpoints within hours. Rapid propagation turns global crises into manageable incidents, proving that speed is the decisive weapon in large-scale malware defense. Exceptions inevitably arise, such as legacy systems unable to support modern scanning engines. Each exception must be documented with compensating controls like isolation, network restrictions, or enhanced monitoring. Time limits and executive approvals ensure accountability. For example, a retired but still critical server may remain online under restricted network rules until replacement is ready. Exceptions accepted without countermeasures create blind spots. Those managed transparently maintain integrity of the overall program. Documented discipline converts necessity into controlled risk rather than unmanaged exposure. User reporting channels extend defense by empowering those closest to suspicious activity. Employees should know how to report strange pop-ups, slowdowns, or suspicious attachments quickly. Centralized mailboxes, security hotlines, or help desk tickets capture these early warnings. For example, a user forwarding a suspicious email can trigger sandbox detonation before others open it. Feedback loops that close with confirmation or guidance reinforce engagement. Human vigilance multiplies technical protection. When every employee becomes part of detection, malware faces not isolated sensors but an aware community. Metrics measure both technical effectiveness and cultural readiness. Detection efficacy gauges how many threats are blocked before execution. Recurrence measures how often infections reappear after cleanup. Tracking false positive rates, mean time to contain, and outbreak frequency reveals progress. For instance, declining recurrence coupled with faster containment signals growing maturity. Metrics turn protection into continuous learning, converting outcomes into evidence. A malware defense program that measures itself stays agile, ensuring controls evolve alongside adversaries rather than trailing behind them. In conclusion, Control SI-3 reinforces that malicious code protection thrives on layers, speed, and adaptability. Blocking is only the beginning. Detection, confirmation, and containment complete the cycle. By combining signature updates, behavior analysis, macro restrictions, sandboxing, and active user participation, organizations transform reactive defense into proactive readiness. Malware will continue to evolve, but disciplined, adaptive controls ensure its impact stays limited. In the long run, resilience, not perfection, is the true measure of effective protection. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit DailyCyber.News.